All right, guys, so what does it take to turn a $500-ish BMW into a $10,000 BMW? Everybody's opinion is different on this. I have my E90 sitting back here. This is a perfect example. Because you could buy one of these broken. You can find them for $500, $800, $1,000. Every day you go on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, and you could see people asking 9, 10 grand for them, 11 grand for them. Which is kind of concerning, to be totally honest with you. These cars require a lot of maintenance. To make this worth even more than $4,000 gets to be kind of a chore. And we notice a lot of dealerships, a lot of individuals post them on there, crazy money. Now, the very first problem you have to look at with paying more than $4 grand for one of these cars, or any car similar to it, the newer model, especially on this particular one, costs about $5, $6 grand. They start, you find them as low as $4. So you can't really ask the same price for the older model as the newer model with double or triple the mileage on it. Now, the first thing you have to do, if you're gonna buy one of these to fix and sell, you need to find one with good mileage on it. To ever get top dollar on one of these cars, you gotta have one with, I would say, less than 100,000 on it. You're gonna see so many of these cars for sale with 95, 99,000, 120,000 miles. That's the mileage to where everything starts to take a dive downhill. And the reason why that car is for sale at that mileage is because the previous owner starting to have a few issues with it. I took it to the dealer, took it to a shop. They're like, oh, it's gonna cost 5 or 6 or 7 grand. And they're like, holy crap, you know, this car isn't worth that. So I'm just gonna sell it, trade it in, whatever have you. That's the cars that are for sale in the marketplace today. Another thing you need to look for on a car, if you're gonna flip it and you wanna get top dollar out of it, is the paint has to be perfect, right? There can't be any of this stuff missing. There can't be any of that at all. That doesn't fly. The paint needs to be very glossy. To get top dollar out of something, it couldn't have been repainted. It couldn't have been any accidents. You just can't have any of that stuff going against you, or you're not gonna get top dollar out of it. Tires and wheels have to be good condition. Just to clarify, this is not a $10,000 car. Even though I see ones just like it, people are asking that for, that's just not the case. This is a $4,000 car or $4,500 car at best, right? Even being attached to the YouTube channel, it doesn't really make the price go up. You might have somebody pay a little more for it just because they know it's not a freaking piece of crap, but not a lot, right? Can't have any cracks in the windshield, no issues like that. You have to have receipts or at least show some proof the brakes have been done. If it has around 100,000 miles on it, all the control arms need to be done. You know, if it's X-Drive, your X-Drive stuff needs to be serviced. Engine needs to be serviced. Your interior, I'm trying to hold this camera still, guys, but it's hard to do on this one. Interior, you know, has to be perfect. This one isn't perfect. This is like an 8 out of 10, I would say. Another thing too is, do all the window regulators work? Do all the door handles work? You know, what's the maintenance records on the car? To ask top dollar, in this case E90, this is an example, $10,000, you'd have to have receipts for everything. Not a new engine, just all the maintenance items need to be done, all the transmission service needs to be done, all the drive shaft needs to be serviced, on and on and on. If you're part of the I don't know crowd is when you go to a dealership, they're like, I don't know. How much you want for the car? 10 grand. What's been done to it? I don't know. You guys all know what I'm talking about. You guys have been there before and seen that. Then when you say, hey, the book value on the car is 4 grand, why are you asking 10? Oh, we got this lot to pay for, right? And we got employees to pay. We got to make some money. Double your money and everything? Triple your money? I guess. Whatever. That's a perfect example for you guys not to buy a car from a place like that. Chances are they're asking way too much money for it. You know, it's not going to be a good car. It's bad to say. The whole premise of it is a person thinks they could ask more for a car, they pay more for a car, they're going to get a better car, but that's not the case. It could even look better on the pictures, right? It might look better in person. What's it hiding mechanically? The I don't know crowd is the ones that ask big money for these, and I don't know doesn't get you good enough, right? You go to any car lot anywhere and see massive price on these cars, and it's not just C90, like I said, it's everything, right? Or asking the retail, you're looking at the private party value. Does that even matter anymore? Is that even a thing anymore? I really don't know. It's a very complex situation. And it used to be, a number of years ago, receipts for the parts is okay. That's good enough, right? It's not good enough anymore. With the amount of Chinese parts out there, just showing something's been replaced isn't good enough. You kind of need to have proof of what part was put on it. What was the brand name of it? Where'd you get it at? You have to question the legitimacy of the parts, because if not, you're going to be replacing it anyway again very soon. That's what makes it very difficult. You say, oh, I don't buy anything but if it's serviced at the dealer. Have you ever been to a dealership? Have you ever seen who's working there? Just young kids working there. One master tech overseeing a whole bunch of kids. Go through the same thing. I need to get the M5 painted. My buddy that paints, that I trust, doesn't have time to do it. So I have to take it to a local shop eventually to get the bumper and the top repainted. But it's all high school kids working there. Some of them are very capable. Chances are, a few of them that are doing the actual wet sanding, the most important part, aren't capable at all. And they're going to screw stuff up and it's going to look like crap when it comes out. Same way with the car dealership. Just because somebody has a title, somebody has a piece of paper, that doesn't mean anything anymore at all. So the premise of this video is, if you're going to ask top dollar for a car, if you're a dealer, you better make sure what you have is worth asking that for. The other side of this is, if you're looking to buy a car for cheap, when it's blowing up, when it needs work off Craigslist, and you want to turn it from a $500 car to a $10,000 car, you better have something good to start with, and something that only has mechanical or that only has cosmetic problems. If you have to fix all that stuff all together, you're going to be in more what it's worth. But in conclusion, also be aware, it might take you years to sell that car for top dollar. To sell anything for top dollar has to be the exact right buyer, the exact right person. And chances are you're just not going to get that out of it. So is turning a $500 car into a $10,000 car realistic? Yeah. Is it recommended? Hell no, it's not. Sell it for $4 grand and forget about it.